Hey, good morning, everybody. Going to go over our Forex trades for today, Wednesday, September 17th. We're doing the video early today. It is a Federal Reserve Day, ending of a two-day meeting where they're making their decision on interest rates. We don't trade on these days. We did have four signals. Actually was Monday, and one of them was triggered yesterday afternoon. The other three were canceled. And the one trade is what you're looking at here. We were definitely going to be out well before the meeting. Matter of fact, it took us about an hour and a half or so, and we got out. But going back to the Fed real quick, the meeting, they make their announcement 2 o'clock. Janet Yellen has her, I guess you could call it, press conference about a half an hour later, around 2:30 East Coast time. Everyone knows the Fed won't be doing much. We don't expect them to do anything with interest rates. We do expect them to curb QE another $10 billion a month. They'll be almost done with QE. I believe October or November they should be completely finished with the QE. It's all about the statements and their outlook. Really, it's the considerable time part of the statement that everyone wants to know. Are they taking that out, or are they leaving it in? Goldman Sachs believes they're going to leave it in. We're in that Goldman Sachs camp. We believe that they'll leave it in as well. Economic conditions to us just don't see it. The considerable time basically means leaving interest rates lower longer rather than raising them sooner. If they remove considerable time, then the Fed's seeing something that we're not seeing. The Fed's seeing something Goldman Sachs is not seeing, and that would mean that they'll be raising rates sooner rather than later. So we shall see. Everyone's waiting for 2 o'clock. It's about 11 a.m. now, so in about another 3 hours we'll know. This is a pretty big meeting. We're going to get massive. I would assume you'll get massive action after that. We'll let it calm down, and we'll see if we get any algorithm signals afterwards and into this evening. Tomorrow is the vote in Scotland, if they're leaving the UK or not. Anyone that's been trading the pound has known for the past month or so, and because they're feeling it in their wallet if they've been long anything that's pound based. They're just getting smoked on it. The pound has finally seemed to flatten out towards the end of last week. Ahead of this vote, it hasn't really done much this week at all. We'll see what happens there. If they leave, it may mean continually weakening for the pound. We're staying away from the pound. We've been staying away from it for over a week now. We'll let that vote come and go, and then we'll look to take some action. So that's sometime tomorrow. Obviously, when it's a vote, there's no specific time of when that vote comes. So we'll see how that all transpires. As far as the one trade we had that hit yesterday afternoon was the Australian dollar Japanese yen was a long. 97.323 was our price where we averaged in, where we got completely in. Picked up 16.8 pips, as you can see there. The algorithm was looking for a bigger run. Again, you have the Fed coming, right? So you don't want to be stuck in anything. So we're not going to take a chance of being stuck unless this thing just wasn't working out for us. And even then, we'd probably just taken the loss just to get out if we were still in this thing at this point. But fortunately, it just ran for us. Like I said, it took about an hour, maybe a little over an hour. It ran for us. And it was struggling around this 97.50 area and right up here. And then there's these tops from the 11th of September was that 97.50. And it's not a figure, but it's a half figure, as we call. Figures like 98 even would be a figure, 97 even would be a figure. So 97.50 is like a half figure. It's a psychological number. A lot of times they hold, a lot of times they don't. We're just not fans of them. If there was no Fed meeting today, we would have pieced it out. We would have got out of at least half up in this area, maybe 3/4 of it or 2/3 of it, and then held a little bit and kind of see what was going on. But the fact is, it's a Fed meeting, and we're not going to take the chance. So we blew it out. We gave it a little bit of time, about a half an hour or so, 45 minutes, to see if it could get through that 97.50. It just couldn't do it. It kept bumping up against it. It would go 1 or 2 or 3 pips above it and stall back and forth. So we ended up just getting out, picked up 16.8 pips back into cash, and ready to go for once the Federal Reserve announces their decisions and their outlook. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up. If you're trading now, good luck. Get ready to be on your toes, because in a few hours the Fed's coming, and then tomorrow you got the vote in Scotland. You have some other economic news coming tonight as well, and tomorrow. So be on your toes, especially if you're trading anything U.S. dollar based and anything British pound based. You got to be on your toes. So that's it. We'll wrap it up. If any signals come out later this afternoon, this evening, they'll be coming your way. And like I said, if you're trading now, good luck. We'll be back tomorrow.